Do we value love and relationships enough in our day-to-day lives? This is Golden Truths, episode 18. Welcome. Welcome. Hi Srinivasan. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining in. Thanks Vanessa. Hi Archana. So, love and relationships. Do we value them enough in our day-to-day lives? Hi Thyaga. Hi Yogi. You know, something very interesting happened the past 1-2 weeks. Hi Lawrence. Which is the reason why I chose this topic today. Just this afternoon. I will share with you and just shortly. Hi Raj. How are you? Thanks for coming online. So I just decided just last minute. Hello, hi, how are you? Nice to see you here. Right? So the past 1 week, in fact, I'll share with you a personal story. My uncle fell very sick. In fact, he's been sick for the past 2 weeks. And 2 weeks he went to hospital. There was some problem. Okay, it was quite serious. It is quite serious, right? And there was a discussion about having surgery. So it was a serious matter. And he is based in Pakistan. Okay, so I was planning to go there and see him. Now, what's interesting is that his sickness, even though it's not fatal or anything like that, the minute the family and friends knew about it, what was amazing is that people from around the world, relatives and friends, they started flying over. The niece flew over all the way from the US. Another relative, the brother stopped work indefinitely until he told him, I'm only going to go back to work until you get well. And not just him, but quite a few members of the family stopped everything and dropped everything just to take care of him. And this is not something very, extremely serious, you know. Serious, but not like he was terminally ill. But they dropped everything. Stopped their work. The niece was not bothered about, she said, you know, the work stops, I'm taking leave indefinitely just to take care of my uncle. And the flying over of friends from around the world, that I found amazing. And even in my last trips to Pakistan, okay, I'll just give you an example. When I went to a small village, all right, a colony in Pakistan, I remember that my mother falling sick, okay? It was not something so severe. She just fell a bit sick, all right? The whole village was coming to see her. They just dropped everything, giving, you know, inviting her, bringing food, showing so much love. And I was amazed by that, you know. And I was comparing back to the city life. I'm not talking about Singapore particularly, but in city life, where we are so busy with our day-to-day work, that even though we have love in our hearts for our relationships, we tend to put it in the back burner. when we can actually put it in the forefront. We are so caught up with the world, the priority of work, the priority of getting ahead, the rat race, the priority of, self first. We get so involved with that, and also we lose track of time, and we don't put enough of the emphasis on the important people in our lives front. Even though my philosophy is that God comes first, but second is family and then close friends. Then is everything else, work and etc. Okay? So that situation about my uncle really was really amazed. I mean, it's not like as a distant uncle, all right? But how people around the world actually flew in. And in the city, I don't think we would prioritize that kind of, to put that in our relationships and prioritize love, okay? Even when we select friendships, I think that sometimes, this doesn't apply to all of us, sometimes we may prioritize on those who we can get something out of. Is this one of the flaws of city life? Prioritizing those who have more money, who are more well known. I don't know, if you don't agree with me, just share in your comments. Hi Sean, hi Junu. Yes, prioritizing all those. And I see that a lot in the city because I've been traveling around the world, over 36 countries. I've been to the villages. I've lived in the city in Singapore. I can see the difference in how much we value love and relationships. I've seen the big difference. And it doesn't mean that that the people are lesser. No, they're all good people. But it's whether we value those two things, love and relationships, enough. Or we so focus on the materialism. And even though we may say that we're not focused on materialism, by default, we become it. Because of the circumstances, because of our surroundings, because of people around us like that. I'll share another thing. A friend of mine passed away a couple of months ago. And that really saddened me when, he's such a person who gives a lot, okay? But when he passed away, he was alone at home. And, if it was in a different country, all right, he would have been called every day and they were wondering, hey, what happened to him? But I think in the city, we don't tend to call our friends every day. It's like, it's an irritation. But I realize how important it is. I call my mom every day. I call my father every day. I try to get in touch with my friends as much as possible. But not every day, maybe every 2 days. But partly because of this is one of the reasons, and many other reasons. So, no one knew about his death. You see? No one knew about his death. And if we prioritize our love and relationships, no one will die alone. No one will feel alone. My uncle, my distant uncle, he was sick in hospital. Okay? Doctors said they couldn't do anything. Really sick. But when he went home and all the relatives are flying over and the friends are flying, staying by his side, taking care of him, he started feeling better. He started feeling better. Love heals. Lack of love kills. No amount of sophisticated medication, high-tech technology can do for what love can do. Do we prioritize love and relationships in our day-to-day lives? When you wake up in the morning, when you plan your day, do you start with the love of God, giving your love to God? Do you think next of what you can do for the people in your life for that day? Are they part of your agenda? The people in your life, are they part of the daily plan? Do you actually have a point in your plan to show love to your family and friends, close friends? Is that part of the agenda? Or is work only the part of the agenda? Is the love of God, prayer, part of the agenda? Or is it whenever we have time for it? That's secondary. It's, when I'm free. So a plan for the day would not be just our work plan for our purpose, but also our task on what we can do to show love for family and close friends, at least, even acquaintances. As we can build close friendships continuously through acquaintances. And that is a daily affair. So I do believe that in the city, this has gone down. As I've seen in the lesser developed countries, I've seen it. Okay? I've seen it much closer, more warmth. And we can both learn from each other. And I found that Pakistan could learn from Singapore in terms of efficiency and productivity, because nothing gets done over there. Okay? But in Singapore we could learn about putting love and relationships a priority. Putting it as priority. And learn from the less developed countries and these villages. I've seen in villages where they don't have anything much and they will give everything. I remember in a village in Pakistan where poor village family, they were so excited to see us. They had this beautiful cutlery, their only prized possession, and they wanted to give it away. They wanted to give it away. Here, we may have a house, we may not own a house, but we may have a house, we may have things in our houses, but I don't say all of us, many of us, some of us, okay, and hopefully less, would think twice about giving our prized possession. Because holding on to things and accumulating things is still a priority. We are taught that. From young we are brought up that we need to be secure. But no amount of things can give us security as much as love can give you security. People are dying, 1 in 3 people in Singapore are dying of cancer. Most people in Singapore and many countries, big cities, are lonely, are sick because they are lonely. If you're so filled with love and so much surrounded by love, do you think you would fall sick? I doubt it. I doubt it. Yes, hi, how are you? Do you think, let's say you did fall sick and your whole family decides to drop everything and they say they're going to be by your side until you recover. Everything is not important, else is not important. How would you feel? How would you feel? And not just family, your friends also. And even the neighbors. I've seen that. I've seen that in the villages. I've seen that in the less developed countries, some of them. Seen that. I've seen them in places, in houses where families are poor. Because they don't have material things to hold on to. They just have their love in their hearts to hold on to. When you don't have much, many times when you don't have much, you're willing to give more. That's true wealth, don't you think? Hi Riz, hi Melanie. Isn't that true wealth? I would like to be like that more and more. Which is why I try to make a point to visit the villages and the small colonies, because I can learn a lot from them. I too was getting caught up with the busyness of this world, of the city life. When I was taken aback, when I heard that people would drop everything to take care of someone. Everything, even though someone they're not that close to, but they will do it. I hope that more of us can aspire towards that. Sickness will be reduced. Love is one of the highest frequencies, vibrational frequencies. What is the frequency of love? 5 to 8 hertz. 5 to 8 hertz. The frequency of our body is about 72 hertz. In order to get for cancer to set in, it should go down below 60 hertz. That's when cancer sets in, sickness sets in, fatal sickness sets in. But if you are so filled with love and surrounded by love and relationships which are embracing so much love, chances of falling sick is actually quite low, because everything is energy and frequency. Guilt is one of the lowest frequencies. Shame is one of the lowest frequencies. I think about 20 to 30 hertz, around there. You can literally die of shame and guilt. Prisoners who have been guilty of a murder, something like that, major crime, some of them have died in their cells. Frequency, vibration has a huge impact. Love, the love frequency of healing, 5 to 8 hertz, can do miracles in our lives. It's the miracle frequency. So which means that we should put that in as a priority in our list, day to day. Parents, I would think of both my parents first, spouse first, my siblings also. How can I give them love today? How can I show them some love? Maybe just a phone call. Maybe just a hello in the morning. Have you had your breakfast? How can you share love with people in general? Perhaps a message on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, wishing everyone a wonderful day and giving them something valuable to share that may heal them. You never know, a beautiful quote or something. That's also giving love, or that's also valuing the relationship of people who are your friends, but you don't really know them that well. I mean, like Facebook friends. Okay? So, yeah, those who came on just online, you can always watch this video from the beginning. Hi Alexander, hi Pat. So, yeah, I just shared about how important to put that in a priority, love and relationship. I gave you an example. And I hope that we as city folks can learn from these countries where they don't have as much as we do. They don't have the amenities as we do. They don't have the kind of abundance we have, and the accessibility and the convenience we have in our daily lives. In Pakistan, it's hard to just go outside, go for a walk. Those things are a big thing. It's hard to just, sometimes there's no power, there's no water, you could be waiting the whole day for those basic things. But they will not, as far as I know, I'm talking about the lower income, the villagers, also the middle class families, all right? Perhaps those super rich, I can't really say. There's a different class of their own, but in general, people do prioritize love and relationships a little bit more than when we're in the city, because we get so caught up. We get so caught up, and our values tend to change a little bit. All right? So thank you for joining me. Hi Meher, hi Farel. You can always watch from the beginning. So thank you for joining me, and wish you a great evening on Wednesday. Visit my website tahiraamirkhan.com, and I will be starting a meditation at 10 o'clock today, 10 p.m. Singapore time, 10 a.m. Singapore time, all right? Because I know quite a number of people are going through some difficulties and hardships, and so many people I know are actually. And sometimes it's hard to meditate and pray alone. So why not just join me? We may not exactly pray the same way, but it's just, there's a power in corporate prayer. Corporate prayer means praying in a community. Because when you pray together, whether it's virtual, distance doesn't really matter. When you pray as a community, there is a power. There's a power. Hi, Firial. And several people, children of God coming together in prayer has power and is effective as we share, as we come together with our hearts combined. Right? There is a term called quantum entanglement, which means, two particles impacting each other, we are waves, we are consciousness, assembly of particles, and we impact each other regardless of time and space. Okay? So we pray together wherever you are. There is a power, there is a healing power. Important is to pray with a strong desire in your heart and a focus on God. So join me at 10 p.m. Singapore time, all right, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll go for a joint meditation and prayer. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. Bye.